With Trump's new law on food stamps officially passed, a lot of people, especially women who rely on the system, are about to feel the impact. Let's break down what this means and why many are calling it a wake-up call.
Here we go again.
Because what the there are people like me who cannot work. Do you
I'm about to get
understand? There are
mad.
people like me who have kids who cannot eat. Do you understand? There are people.
Prepare your ears. I'm about to yell. 1, 2, 3. Food stamps and SNAP and any money going towards citizens has not been stopped. You just have to read. Why don't any of you read? When you see something pop up on TikTok or the news, go look up the document and read. The reason they froze federal funding was to stop money leaving the country. Instead of reading and looking things up, you guys listen to the Shade Room, you listen to Neighborhood Talk, you listen to every single TikTok creator.
This is a prime example of how people always jump to conclusions without reading the news, and they rely on influencers instead of listening to the sources.
Without even going to go look it up yourself. Me, when I say a news, I tell y'all, go look it up yourself. You don't have to believe me. Just go look it up yourself. Your children will eat. You will get your benefits. You are on the internet spreading false information. All of you guys are doing all this for no reason at the moment. You are going to eat. You are going to get your benefits. Jesus Christ.
Baby, Trump is changing the game. You hear me? He changing the game. So now if you working, you get to get food stamps. In the day, well, not even back in the day, as of late, if you not working, you get food stamps. But see, once I start working, y'all take them from me.
What?
See, once I start working, you take them from me, and then nobody can ever get ahead. See, that was the problem. But now Trump is about to change that thing. He's saying, nah, if you working, I think it's a certain amount of hours you got to work. Now I'm going to give you food stamps. Well, that's the best way for a person to get ahead. You know how many people working want to get food stamps?
This is actually brilliant, and it's called rewarding good behavior. It just motivates people to work more.
You know how many working families, husband and wife, making a decent income, wish they can get food stamps just to get a little leg up in life? Because that's all that it is. It's assistance to get you to where you don't need the government anymore. And guess what? They don't like that. They want you to always need government to take care of you. And Trump is coming in there to change that thing. He coming in there to say, hey, look, we don't need to take care of you. We can help you so you can then enable yourself to take care of yourself. That's exactly what we need.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think this is a game changer, and it will encourage people to work instead of being lazy.
So if you are on food stamps, you might want to listen to this. So not only is Trump making it to where if you receive food stamps, you have to work. You have to work a minimum of 15 hours a week.
15 hours a week is nothing. It's barely 2 hours and a half in a day, and it's a blessing to work such a little time.
And then you'll be making too much, and then they will cut you off. On top of having to keep receipts of everything that you use your EBT card for.
That is the whole point. If you make too much, why would you need them for?
Okay, you are going to get a limit of certain junk foods. A limit of certain junk food.
Food stamps shouldn't cover junk food anyway. If you want junk food, buy it with the money you get from your job. I raised my kids alone without government assistance. I worked 2 jobs, no child support. Get a job and take care of your own kids.
How is this okay? Okay, you cannot tell me how much pop and how much chips I can get with my food stamp card.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
This is crazy. This is outrageous.
Well, I'm out, man.
If you view this from the bright side, people will get healthier.
President Donald Trump did not come to play. He out here changing up things left and right. He been signing things left and right ever since he got in office. Donald Trump says, working people, you can get food stamps now. If you need a little extra help, look, come get these stamps. So I don't know who gave people the idea that because you had a job that you didn't need no extra help. Trump stepped in the game and he like, look, you can still work. You can work, but we still gonna give you a little extra help.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on!
And the ladies or whoever that's been laying around at home not doing nothing, receiving all the SNAP benefits, getting all the food stamps. Oh, y'all finna get up and do something.
It's about time to see working people rewarded for their hard work.
Donald Trump been doing the best that he can for everybody. It's hard trying to please all these different races, all these different genders, all these different personalities. It's hard trying to do that. And I feel like he's trying his very best to be fair, but it's not even so much about the food stamps. It's the fact that he's trying to be fair with everybody and he's still being condemned. Who cannot be for President Donald Trump?
Imagine working all day and barely making ends meet, and seeing someone who's capable of working decide to take government help. That wouldn't be fair.
Who cannot have his back?
Y'all gonna do? President Trump just signed an executive order for no more food stamps and cash assistance. How people finna live?
I missed the part where that's my problem.
That's on food stamp assistance. Why would President Trump sign an executive order for people to not get no food stamps and no more cash assistance? Jesus Christ.
It's going to be a hard-working year. I can see that.
Lord have mercy, please help us, please. No more food stamps, no more cash assistance.
Relax.
How they gonna feed these children?
Huh?
I'm pissed off. They cut my mother food stamps to $85 from $738. How the that's supposed to support a household of 3?
By finding a job. That's how.
For a job that barely even support my basic needs now. Like, inflation is high, groceries is high-ish. I'm pissed off, like I'm mad-ish. Because how the am I supposed to survive off that?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
So when y'all see me in the mother store stealing stuff in my mother head, nicely act like you don't mind your mother business, because this going in my mother bag and I'm walking out this mother store with my mother chest up and my head held high, and I dare you to try to tell me, hey ma'am, excuse me, because I'm gonna look at you like you.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
If they go talk to Trump about
The only people who are deserving of help and food stamps are the ones who suffer from sickness that prevents them from working.
on my kids, anybody that mother for him, girl, you or him, because y'all mother ever seen in my life.
When you're used to privilege, any accountability seems like oppression.
Trump ain't playing, y'all. This was effective only almost immediately. I got this in the mail.
Surprise, mother.
If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore. Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, get a job.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
This is the fridge of a single mom who makes too much money to qualify for assistance. I buy about $50 a week in groceries. Meanwhile,
it's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
This is what I meant by the unfairness. The things are starting to look up.
Oh, hell no!
I hope the new rule will affect how people consume junk food and make them realize it's not a necessity to live.
Okay, we listen, but we don't judge. Yes, I had my first child. Got pregnant at 13.
Jesus Christ.
Then I had another one at 15. Then popped another one at 16. Then 17. Then 18. Damn! 19, and so on. Yes, I have 7 kids. I'm not ashamed of it. From 7 different men. And I'm currently pregnant right now with my 8th child.
You serious? Soon, this tactic won't work to get the food stamps and the government help.
And that's by my food stamp plug that helps me get $3,000 a month in food and groceries. So yes, I mean, I was young, but I don't care. I don't care. I love 7 kids, and I'm going to continue to have more and more and more.
Oh, hell no.
That also means she needs to work more and more and more.
Might end up with 15 next year. Who knows? But like I said, yeah, it's me. It is me, your food stamp queen, EBT queen, $3K a month. If you want some stamps, let us put you in a game. Simple as that. 7 kids, 7 baby daddies.
Huh?
TikTok, you means to tell me I can't buy no more junk food with my food stamps? Huh? Well, damn, what if I wanted to start my own treats business? What about my kids' birthdays? I got 5 kids. I can't surprise them with a custom carrot cake from Publix or Walmart? What about Halloween? I ain't gonna be able to participate and pass out candy.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
Some people act as if it's the end of the world if they didn't get junk food.
What about my kids' after school snacks, y'all? My kids gonna be hangry or hungry before I pick them up from after school program. We don't like Olipop sodas and veggie sticks. They nasty. And then we can't even buy no hot food with the food stamps.
When it comes to snacks, it can be dried fruits, regular fruits, homemade snacks, and it would be healthier.
Unless it's a natural disaster. I got a question for you, Bretchine or Breachine, because you the one who started all this with your new house bill. Can we still buy seafood with the food stamps?
Good question. You should ask him that when we get there.
Are you going to make the healthier foods cheaper? If we can't have the junk food, we need the healthy food. Can you make it a little cheaper?
Yes, yes, yes!
Because eggs is $10 a carton. Child, let me go stockpile on these junk foods before the ban starts.
Everybody out there who's talking about this is what you voted for when you voted for a Republican because you're mad because they're cutting food stamps. I want to let you all know that I am glad that they are cutting food stamps for people who are able-bodied adults without a dependent. If you are an able-bodied adult without any dependents, why is it that you are receiving food stamps in the first place? Why is it that you cannot get up and go to work?
Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes!
Like everybody else.
She has a really great point.
Since you are an able-bodied adult without dependents. I'm glad that they're cutting food stamps. Now, I am not someone who thinks that nobody should ever get government assistance. You have fallen on hard times. I think it's fine if you need to get government assistance for a time. But I think there should be a limit to how much government assistance a person receives, especially if that person is an able-bodied adult. I've seen so many people abuse this system. If you are an able-bodied adult, the government is not the one who is responsible for you. You are the one who is responsible for yourself.
That's absolutely right. But when people take advantage of these things, they become not available for them and everyone else.
It is up to you to take care of yourself. Now, if you need food stamps or you need government assistance for a time, maybe you fell on hard times, maybe you got laid off through no fault of your own, and you need government assistance for a time, that's fine.
That's what I'm talking about. This means something to me, man.
I just seen that Trump is making a change with food stamps. So I think it's requirements, but I think you have to work a minimum of a certain amount of hours in order to get food stamps. And I love that.
I'm not gonna lie, it'd be a lot of people living off government assistance, literally never working a job, stacking all their personal bread, and literally living off the government.
Back in the day, people were ashamed to take help from the government and worked hard. But now it became the norm for many.
Their whole lives. I've been working since I was 16 years old. Damn! I go to work every day faithfully, no matter if I was in school, high school, college, and no matter, I always had a job. And the only time I was able to get food stamps was when I was in college. And when I didn't have a job for like 2 months, like when I first moved back from college. That was the only time I was ever eligible for food stamps. And barely when I was in college, barely made it. So I feel like this is good. The people who are actually working, putting in the work, putting in the effort, that just need a little bit of boost, just a little bit of help with groceries, like I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for us. I'm saying us, including me, because yes, need that.
Most people need help at a certain part of their lives, but relying on it when you can work is not okay.
Versus people who actually can get up and go through. I'm not even talking about people's grandparents who, they can't physically get up. They need it. But people who literally can go get up and go work and go make it for themselves, they just choose not to. Taking advantage completely.
Can you guys just shut up? I'm tired of the comments telling me to get a job. I'm tired of the comments telling me I'm not entitled to my food stamps, which I am.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
My husband pays taxes, so that means I am entitled to food stamps.
Just because someone pays their taxes doesn't mean they own the world.
Like I said, the government takes money out of his check. So that means we are entitled to food stamps because we're just getting that money back. So stop commenting to tell me to get a job. I'm not going to get a job. I'm never going to work. I'm never going to pay taxes. I really don't give a shit.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
You guys pay taxes for me. That's good enough.
If she wanted to get viewers angry, she did a great job here.
Not everybody has to work. Just because you have to doesn't mean I have to. So take your entitlement and shove it up your... You're not entitled to tell me to go to work.
Go to work.
So my husband just told me that I need to get a job so that I could go 50-50 with him on bills. I told him that I don't want to work because if not, I'm not going to get no more EBT or cash assistance. Why would I want to work and lose all my state benefits? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
I get $1,200 in cash assistance and $3,700 in food stamps. You do the math. He's telling me that, we need to go 50-50 because he's tired of having to pay all the bills and I don't do anything around the house.
If this is real, I don't blame him since he goes to work all day and she sits there, gets paid, and doesn't even offer to help him.
So I told him, okay, you're lucky that you don't have to pay a dime for food because if not, then there would really be an issue. He wants to take away my cash assistance. And I told him, absolutely not. What am I going to stay with? He's like, at least help me with half of that money put towards the bills. And I told him no.
What kind of animal are you?
I'm not going to do that. That's my money so I could have fun and do what I want to do. I also lied to him and told him that I don't get no more child support because he wanted me to give him that money. And I told him no. I just told him that they dropped the case because the kid's children passed away.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Even if this is a skit, I can imagine this in families, and it is truly upsetting.
What was that? Did I just see someone celebrating, if not almost bragging, that they were on government assistance to be able to support their family? Now, let's be very clear here. If a person is in genuine need to support their family, there is nothing wrong with accepting help. That's what government assistance is there for. And I might be showing my age here a little bit, and that's okay. But I can very clearly remember a time when many people would do almost anything to avoid being on government assistance.
Exactly. People had self-respect and only asked for help when they truly needed it.
It was a source of pride to be able to support their families, all on their own. They did not want to have to rely on the American taxpayer to fund and support their families. They wanted to do it themselves. But now we've reached a point where being on government assistance is something that is being celebrated. I can't wait to see what is being celebrated on social media next.
Trump has stated that you have to make less than $35,000 a year to qualify for food stamps. Now, I know this ruffles a lot of feathers and a lot of y'all are going to be angry about it because you feel like you deserve to be on food stamps or you should qualify and this and that. But you want to know what I think? You want to know how I feel? I feel like it's time. It's time to get your up and go out and do what you need to do for your family. You need to go and you need to work like everybody else. 1 job, 2 jobs, don't matter how many jobs. I got 5. So get out there and make your own money to buy your own food.
I don't know what the future holds, but I hope the ones who do the effort are well rewarded. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.